Hello everyone, my name is Manuel Velasquez and I come today to talk a lot about data communications in the hospitality industry. Have you ever been in a nightclub, in an airplane, or maybe in a restaurant? If you answer yes to one of these options, you may experiment before some type of hospitality industry or hospitality. So what is hospitality? Hospitality industry basically is a broad group of businesses to provide business to customers. It has three main areas. We're talking about accommodations, food and beverage, travel, and tourism. But these areas are also composed of restaurants, hotels, motels, bars, nightclubs, theme parks, transportation services, cruise lines, event planning, and others. But they all have in common one thing, one main reason why hospitality industry exists, and is make the customer happy. The hospitality industry is an industry in constant growing. At the same time, it's one of the most competitive industries in the world, and the use of technology application has become more usual than before. These technological applications vary from different types, since business solutions to entertainment. The need of the industry to satisfy the customer has created different solutions like order from mobile applications, websites, or drive-thrus with tablets to make faster your order and increase the user experience. So let's talk about data communication in the hospitality industry. It is really important that technology solutions and data communications in the hospitality industry meet the expectations of the customers. We talk about this that when a hotel guest, for example, arrives to his room, he expects to have the same communication technology available to them in their homes and offices, while also accessible during their travels. And also, I would like to divide this area in three different, let's say, times: 1980s, 2000s, and now or present. So in the 1980s, we have a really profitable hotel telephone departments. This was a big revenue for the hotel industry in that time. And the reason why is because they have the advent of call accounting systems. So this enable hoteliers to use markup calls to a profitable. Um, in that time, let's say guests had a little choice back then, but to use the guest room fund and just basically just pay the bill. It was no options for them. It was not that many people using cell phones or things like this. Also, 1980s were a turning point in the credit card processing industry. And the reason why is because starting 1980s, the point of sale terminals emerged, and basically Visa introduced a bulky electronic data capturing terminal. This basically was credit card terminals, like we know today, but like for example like this one on the right, this one's a Panasonic model if I'm not mistaken, and we came in from the last one from the paper ones, so it was a big change as well. Um, of course, these point of sale systems integrate credit card payments. When I talk about point of sale systems, I'm talking about, for example, in restaurants where they take your order, they go and they put it in a touch screen, and this sends the order to the kitchen, and then as well as creating you a bill. These point of sale systems before, let's say 1970s, the first one was created by IBM. This point of sale system doesn't have a integration with credit card until the 1980s. So this makes that the use of credit cards so fast, and that now clients can go and pay really quick, and way better for the restaurants owners to have everything in just one program, one software. So let's talk a little bit now about the early 2000s. Basically, one thing that I want to mention is that in the technology world is always a constantly changing environment, and what we all want is the latest and greatest features of the product we purchase, but sometimes what we really need is a product that works for your company, that works for your hotel, your restaurant. And this concept much better applies for the status of telecommunications within the hospitality industry. Something that happened really big in the 2000s or early 2000s is basically the drop in the telephone revenues. Most of the hotels that they were having all these big revenues for the phone calls from the guest rooms, they experiment this drop in this revenue. And the main reason for this decrease is the guest choice. Now the guest now has a variety of choices to communicate, including fax over the internet, email, cell phones, calling cards, and now even internet-based phones. All these examples or alternatives offer less expensive means communications than using the traditional hotel guest room phone and other services such as a fax. Also, because the internet explosion, it caused the less use of fax machine, and fax machines was in the guest room was considered a premium amenity for many years. With the internet explosion, however, the machines have seen less use. Also, other thing was the cellular. The cellular phones became so widely used, became so popular, and some phone providers have trouble keeping up with the demand. One example is the AT&T's One Rate plan was so successful that for a time subscribers were unable to complete calls in certain areas. These problems have now been addressed, of course, for most part, but what is concerned for hoteliers attempting to profit for telecommunications, they move to different areas like trying to bring high-speed internet access to the rooms, and this fast became an expected amenity for many of business travelers or others that always come with his computers in early 2000s. This example that I shown you right here is a solution that I found pretty interesting. Is called the Matrix Eternity Hotel PBX with universal connectivity. This device comes from 200 rooms, 400 to 1,000, 2,000 rooms. It's many different of these versions. But what is really interesting is that it is able to connect from fire sensors to IP phones, regular phones, magnetophones, PS, PAS, SLT, all type of internet, and on some many type of devices they were able to connect just by the use of this system. No matter if you're medium, small, or large hotel, you were able to manage everything just from the desk and from this console. So this basically give a lot of advantage to hoteliers. So let's talk about now POS and cloud POS. What I mean with this is mobile and cloud POS systems. Like before, we have these POS systems that yes, they were fast. We can pay with credit cards, and they give us the bill and maybe help the restaurant owner with inventory. But now with this POS and cloud POS, the restaurant owners are able to have some analytics. They are able to take solution from these cloud platforms. They can see who the all customers are, how much they are spending per month, per week, per weekend, what is the favorite product, and from there create good strategies to engage with the users. The other good advance and that also revolutionized a lot the credit card industry was the mobile credit card terminals such as Square. Squares make a really great solution to this issue and bring opportunities to freelancers, to food trucks, to get this type of connections without the need of a landline install a ground line telephone line in your business, or now you just with a simple phone with internet connection you can start making some revenue. Also we have the mobile communication automation, where what I mean with this is basically that some of the airports, for example, you before you have to do the check-in with a person in front of you, now you can do the check-in one day before with your phone. You can do the check-in with some other devices or just simple by scanning your phone. So this is really great technology. Also, let's talk about NFC. NFC is near field communications technology. This generation of short range high frequency wireless communications is revolutionizing the way we pay bills now. We can pay since credit cards, Apple Pay, Google Play, many others are using NFC technology, and it's a really good advance as well. And also smart room keys. This is something that is used in some hotels now, that by the use of a mobile application with your phone and the use of some NFC technology as well, you can open your room as well. And some, like the picture right here, are implemented now robots and infrared sensors. These robots just for simple tasks, just to bring some type of food or towels or something to the room of the guest. So it's some of the features that implement before. But let's talk about how data communications help the hospitality industry now in time. And it's a lot of things that we can mention about this, but the main thing is the increase of sales, increasing customer satisfaction, and faster service. And right here, I want to point an example of Whataburger and Chick-fil-A. Uh, Brands like Chick-fil-A or Whataburger are implementing mobile POS systems in their drive-thrus. This is increasing sales, mobility, and customer satisfaction. Here in Killeen, Texas, for example, I had the opportunity to talk with a couple of the managers, and they mentioned that they increased until 35% in sales and the mobility at lunchtime. We know that between 11:30 and 1 p.m. is really difficult to go eat something because for hood. And now with solutions like these ones, they making the service so fast. And also the implementing of Coreside mobile applications like the Coreside in Chick-fil-A, like the Coreside in HV, and faster service and check-in and check-out, like we mentioned before, airports, faster check-ins to certain areas, stadiums, and many other events is making everything so wonderful. Just to finalize, I would like to thank everyone for the time and for seeing my presentation. Please let me know. I know I have a really strong accent and sometimes it's difficult for me, but please let me know if you guys don't understand something or you guys want that I explain something else. I will do, and I appreciate it. Thank you.